Hi guys, I welcome you in this wonderful video. So there is something interesting that I want to share with you when it comes to entries and confirming your entries. So if we can look at this market structure, we can see something interesting. The first thing that we can see is that the market has been moving in a downtrend. So if I can put my trend line, we have that first flow there. The market has been moving in a downtrend, and then something changed. The flow or the strength of the trend changed, and then now the trend seems to be becoming a little bit weaker. It is not a reversal yet. It is still a downtrend, but it has just changed in terms of the flow because the buyers chose to fight a little bit more than they were doing in this initial flow. So you can see this kind of structure, and when you analyze in details, you can see that we have an impulsive going down and then a corrective. Same thing applies here. It corrected and then it led to this impulsive. So when you look at this corrective, you might want to take an entry opportunity going on the downside, considering the size of this wave, which tells us that the sellers, they're still present, and they're still present with strength. So you might be tempted to say, okay, let me try to find an opportunity going short here. And when you try to analyze here, there's something surprising that is gonna happen. So let me first show you the most common thing. So the first common level that you're gonna identify it is this low here, and then you're gonna extend it like that, and you see that, okay, this corrective and this price movement, it took place in this support level here. This was the previous support level, and now it is like to act as a resistance, ignoring the fact that it was breached by these few candles. Now we are not doing geometry, so it's price action, things like this happen, but it doesn't nullify the importance of this level. Now the level is still important. For the fact that it was breached a little bit, it doesn't make it useless. It is still an important level. The reason price reverse here, it might be still a cause of this support. And another thing that might cause you to really consider this level, it is this volume here. Let me just try to make it a little bit visible. I don't know if you can see it now, but let me just pump up the opacity here. Yeah, and another thing that might trigger you to really be interested in this level, it is the volume here. If you can see, as the price is approaching this low here, the volume was increasing, if you can see, the volume is going up, meaning a lot of people are interested in the price at this area, and then all of a sudden it reversed. Even here on the reversal area, we can see a little bit of a spike in volume. And then if you can observe here in this side, we were expecting some kind of activity because of the recent activity that took place. And let's say now you analyze trying to find the entry, you can draw a pattern of the corrective wave. Let me just change the color a bit. So here was the flow of the corrective wave, and we know that we identify the flow, and then after you identify the flow, you have to wait for a breakout, and then you have to execute your trade. Then the breakout happened here. The breakout happened, you can see, and then when you try to execute your trade here, when you try to go short, you just try to sell, all of a sudden the price continues to play around in this area. It doesn't go short. Instead, it causes you to panic because it starts flowing a little bit upwards. There is something that I want to show you which is gonna really help you a lot. So let's say we go to a little bit of a lower time frame to just see what was happening. I'll have to remove the drawings here so that you can see clearly. So if you can see this corrective that we're talking about, let me put back the pattern here. If we can see this corrective that we're talking about, we can see something interesting. If I can just draw it like that, or let me put it here, we can see something interesting. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit accurate now. We can see something very, very interesting here in this supporting trend line here. We were expecting the price to just break and go down, or if it doesn't break out at this time, let it just bounce and go up and continue with its structure or its channel. But unfortunately, the price started to slow down the price started to slow down, and if you're watching this, you will be expecting the price to just go all the way up because of the transition. However, it slowed down and then it broke going all the way downwards. So this breakout here, the reason this breakout here is not a very, very interesting breakout, it is because it didn't happen out of huge momentum. We know that because of this transition, it means that the sellers were being challenged. It means that the buyers came in and tried to force the move upwards, and the sellers, for some short period of time, they were battling the buyers, meaning they didn't came down here with huge strength to anticipate a breakout, although they were tempting with this wave. However, the buyers were able to delay them, meaning after this transition, the sellers were not strong enough to give us a very, very good downward move, which is made up of impulsive wave. However, we can see now the market forming another structure going upwards. So we can see that we have now a second channel going upwards. If you can just draw your lines like this, we have another channel going upwards, meaning it is now a different structure. So what should you do as a trader in this case? It can happen that you anticipated the breakout, you sold, and then the market is starting to slow down. It doesn't mean that you made the wrong decision. You made the right decision. However, what it means now, it means that you have to shift. You have to shift your focus and forget about the fact that the market is going up, and pay attention into what the market is going to do into this channel. There are two things that you should be waiting for. The first thing, it is something that you do not want, which is price getting back in this region here. You don't want price getting back into this region here, meaning above this yellow line. You don't want price getting back here into this corrective wave, because it might mean that the corrective might still continue for some time. And then the next thing that you should be looking for, it is another breakout going on the downside. And when you see another breakout going on the downside, this means that you can scale in your initial entry. Remember that maybe you entered here. When you see another breakout going down, this can mean that you can now scale in your entry, obviously with your stop loss above this little bit of a high here. And then when price starts to go down again, then you have to change, maybe move your stop loss all the way down somewhere above this channel. Remember, there's something that I shared, I don't remember the video, but I said that if you trade a breakout, there isn't any need for you to put your stop loss all the way above there, because it is very, very far. It is the difference is huge, but your stop loss should be somewhere around the center of this channel. In this case, at least, let me again erase. In this case, at least we have this interesting. Let me just not pay attention to that. We have this interesting transition here, so it might make a very, very good position for stop loss. Maybe a stop loss can be above the transition somewhere here, and then when price goes back and touches your stop loss, you know that, okay, I might need to step aside and wait again for another good opportunity. So what this basically means is that if you see your trade failing, if you see your entry failing, and considering that you have analyzed and pay attention into all the rules that you've put into place, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should just ditch this particular instrument and go to another instrument. It means that you need to just wait for another opportunity to get that good entry, and you know that if you get a good entry, then it is very, very beneficial. But what traders will do, they will do two things. Now, the first trader will see that, okay, price is a little bit going up as it is doing here, and he will panic and will begin to close, or he will begin to shift his position and go up. Then the next trader will say, okay, I see price going up. This means that, okay, let me just reanalyze. And if you reanalyze, you know that you're going to find a very, very good opportunity in the near future, because that's what trading is all about. The main thing that we do wrong as traders is that we analyze, the trade doesn't work, we dish it and we take another pair, or we take another instrument, we analyze again, the trade doesn't work, we throw it away, we take another pair. It doesn't work like that. What you need to develop as a trader, it is a relationship between you and the particular instruments that you are trading. You need to follow up with your analysis. When you analyze and it doesn't work, you need to reanalyze again until you reach a point where the entry works, and then if the entry works, you know that you are in an advantage. However, you don't have to force this. Now let's say you analyze, it doesn't work, you analyze again, it doesn't work. That doesn't mean that you have to continue and force that, but it means that you also have to be open enough to look at the price in a neutral perspective. For an example, in this case here, you don't only have to look at this as a selling opportunity, that I'm still waiting for a selling opportunity. There will be some price movement here that will mean, or that will display good buying opportunities, but because you are looking at this as a seller, you'll miss the good buying opportunities. So in your analysis, be always neutral. Look at the market without picking sides. Just focus on what the price is telling you, and then in that way it will be easy for you to get a good entry. I'm not gonna continue speaking because already this video is long, so I'm just gonna leave it here. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Thank you, and we're gonna meet in the next one.